Another myth I often hear about the Maya is, where did they disappear to? Where did they go? You know, what happened to them? How did they collapse? And there's two responses to that. First of all, well, they didn't really go anywhere so much, as in there are Maya living today. There's different figures for how many, maybe 8 million or 10 million are living today. And actually half the population, 50% of the population of Guatemala are Maya. Although, of course, they're not building pyramids, they're still wearing the traditional clothes. Some of them follow the same rituals and even use the same calendar. So there's some real continuity, there's real consistency between one and the other. The other important thing to say, though, is that people seem to think, they hear about this thing called the Maya collapse, and they think it's basically the time when all the Maya disappeared, around 900 AD, it's talked about. And there's all these different ideas why it happened. But actually, we need to step back from this a little bit more, because it wasn't so much as this big collapse of the whole civilization. What we see is, in the area of the jungle where we are now, which you can see is very, very dry, there seems to be quite a lot of evidence that there was an extreme drought going on in the area, not just for a few years, but over the course of about 100 years. And this affected also the American Southwest and even areas down in South America. In Peru, for example, there's a Tiwanaku culture there that seems to be the city was abandoned because of some form of drought around this time. But what happened with the Maya is, of course, people died and so forth, but a lot did move up north. They moved into the Yucatan Peninsula, into Chiapas, some moved into the Maya Highlands. So we're not seeing a complete collapse. And if you have a look at Chichen Itza, I'm sure you've all been studying this or have studied it, this great big site in the Yucatan Peninsula. It has the biggest ball court in all of Mesoamerica, great pyramids. This peaked around 1000 AD. This is after, supposedly, the collapse of the Maya. So we know that there wasn't this big collapse, it was more just an abandonment of sites, people moving up into different areas, and we see still great, great cities. And although the sculptural styles are a little bit different than before, we still are seeing wonderful Maya civilization, really right up until the Spanish come in, basically. So another myth to get rid of. They're still living today, and we don't see a complete collapse of all the civilizations around 900 AD. For me, it's more abandonment of sites and movement, migration of people moving up north. Even a more sort of a hiatus when you consider all of the Maya civilization. Okay, let's see what's happening with the car now.